Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Just Shy. I am Shy, the person with such aesthetic lighting today. Like, wow. Y'all girlies who was filming with natural lighting this whole time, y'all were low-key winning. Not the adjective. And welcome to the sleeving photo cards with me video. There's so many cards. There's so many cards. Like, oh God. Like, it's all this stack that just would not fit in anything. Like, I have not talked to you guys in forever. As always, I have so much to say. So, let's get into it.
The night is so October, baby. This could be a one-last chance. Like in the movies, baby, just hold me.
Okay, so as always, the majority of what I have to store is Ateez, but I do have a little bit for my other groups, so we will just sort that out. Ateez, I pre-sorted because there's so many. It would literally take me 17 hours to sort them. But yes, how has everybody been doing? Are y'all staying warm? Is it warm where y'all are? It is so cold here. Like, and I don't live in a state that like doesn't have seasons. Like, we do get all the seasons and everything like that. However, our winter is usually not this long. So I'm just sitting here like, what do you mean it's, it's literally 26 degrees today. Like, what do you mean it's 26 degrees one day and then like 2 days ago it was 75? Like, could you please just pick a struggle? Please, for my sanity, pick a struggle. And so I'm honestly surprised that like I haven't gotten sick. I don't want to get sick, obviously, but like I'm just surprised that hasn't happened because of this terrible weather. Well, I can't say terrible because I love the winter. The winter does not love me. But I do love the winter. But yeah, oh, I forgot about this. She's so freaking cute. Okay. I haven't seen these cards in so long. Like, oh, they've just been sitting for months and months and months and months. I'm so excited to like finally store them. I'm gonna have to film the whole flip through. It's gonna be so late. It's gonna be so late, but that's okay. That's okay. So much J-Ham. Is this just all J-Ham? I think this is just all J-Ham. Sure is. So 9 other groups besides Ateez. That's not too bad, but some of them only have like 1 card, so. And I don't technically collect I don't technically collect her, but anyway. So Psychers goes in a different sleeve, but I think everybody else goes into the same type of sleeve. So let's start with Psychers. As always, everything I used is linked down in the description below, but if you can't find something, let me know. My Psychers kiddos get sleeved in the orange popcorn game sleeves because they are stored in a 3-pocket. But yeah, so I don't know if y'all noticed, but I got my nails done. Let me just walk you through my latest salon experience. So I don't get my nails done super often because I can do it myself. So like, why waste money? But on the off chance that I am feeling, like having somebody else do my nails, I always like go to the same few salons, just depending on like who's working that day. Cause some people just be real rough, and I have sensitive hands, and also I'm just a sensitive girl. So lately, there's a nail tech that moved in from New York. Her name is Mima. She's so cute, and she's so kind, and she's so sweet, and she's so gentle on my hands. So I have been lately always going to Mima to get my nails done when I want to get them done. So like I said, I wanted to get my nails done just because I did a lot of the moving into my new house myself because I didn't want to pay the movers $1,200 again. I was like, no, thank you. And because we had a lot of time to move, like my lease just expired for my old apartment. So I was literally paying 2 sets of bills up until this day. This day. Okay, and everybody else goes in green popcorn game sleeves except for Chaewon, but I don't have any Chaewon cards today. So everybody else is going in these sleeves. So to begin with, I cheated on my nail lady, and that was my fault, okay? And I acknowledge that that was my fault. I do. So what happened was, again, since I did a lot of the moving myself, well, me and my husband, but myself, like every nail on my hands broke. Every single one was chipped, cracked, torn off, like just in a state of disrepair. Like my hands were like super dry and, you know, just the works. So I was like, let me treat myself and let me go to the salon. And like, honestly, my feet needed a pedicure too. So I was like, I need a mani and a pedi. I need a mani-pedi. So around here, at least, when new salons open up, they typically run the same special, and it's buy one service, get another service half off. So like if you get a mani, your pedi is half off and such and so forth. Or if you get like eyebrow waxing and you want like a leg waxing, one of them will be half off. Whatever costs less is half off. So a new salon just opened recently, like right down the street from my regular salon, but they were running the special. So I was like, I mean, I'm kind of broke and I don't really want to spend, you know, $100-something getting a full price mani-pedi. If I can just go to the new salon and, you know, just get it done there and then get half off of one of my services. Like, you know, sounds good. And for the most part, although I do have, you know, my favorite girl, Mima, most salons are the same, okay? Like the procedures are the same. You could walk into a nail salon anywhere and like pretty much know what to expect. So I really didn't think much of it. I was like, I might not, you know, love everything, but for half off, it's fine. So I go to this salon, and first thing when I walk in, I'm like, the guy's like, oh, hi, are you here to like get, you know, something done? What are you here to get done? And I was like, hi, I wanted to do your special and get a mani-pedi. And like right off the bat, he was like, oh, well, our special is only Monday through Thursday. And I was like, it was Saturday. And I was like, like at that point, I just wanted to leave. And I should have left. I should have just left. I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to pay full price anyway, might as well go to my girl. But I was already there and the man was already staring at me and I have anxiety. So I was like, okay, well then I guess I'll just get a manicure then. And he was like, okay. And he was like, what kind do you want? Like, are you trying to get acrylics? And I was like, no. I hate acrylics. I hate acrylics. Acrylics hurt my fucking fingers. I hate acrylics. That's why I never get acrylics. Typically, my nails are like very long on their own. And I have pretty healthy nails as well. Like I do my best to take care of them. And like I don't work in a strenuous field. I work at home in my bed. So like, you know, like I just don't have a strenuous job that would break my nails or anything like that. So I typically have like really long, healthy, natural nails. And so I just get a gel overlay. But yeah, since again, I moved and all of my nails were broken, cracked, damaged, whatever, I was like, no, I'm not going to get acrylics. But I have been like hearing good things about dip powder. I've never gotten dip powder because again, I have pretty nice natural nails. So I just get a gel overlay on my natural nail. So people are saying that dip powder is supposed to be like easier on your nails. There's less chemicals, or maybe different chemicals that are just less harsh or whatever. And so I was like, oh, well, you know, I'll try that. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do dip nails. And I was like, okay, great. He sits me down, pushes in my chair, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. Okay, yeah. Literally, that was the highlight. That was the highlight of this visit. So a man comes over and he's like, you know, what are you getting done? And I'm like, oh, I want to do the dip powder nails. And he's like, okay. And he goes and he brings me the book of like different dip powder colors that they have. So I'm looking through and I'm like, oh, well, you know, I kind of want to do this design. So I had my eye on a pink color, but I was like, I should probably ask them what's gonna like look best with the design that I want. So I was just kind of like sitting there waiting for the man to come back when all of a sudden a woman walks up and she's like, oh, are you getting like nails? Like, what color do you want? And I was like, okay, so I guess she's gonna be the one helping me. So I pull out my phone and I show her the design because I'm like, okay, it's gonna help if I just show them what it is that I'm trying to achieve here. And so I show her the design and she was like, you want this? And I was like, yes, I want this. And she was like, exactly like this? And I was like, yes, exactly like that. And she's like, you don't want to change any of the colors? And I was like, nope, those colors are fine. And if I'm being real honest, I did want to change some of the colors, but like, I didn't want to make it harder for anybody. So I was just like, just follow the picture exactly. Like, this is fine. This is fine. I'm in general not a very picky person when it comes to most things. Like, there are some things that I'm like, no, it needs to be exactly this way or not at all. But like my nails, not like that. Even like my food, not really like that. Like, whatever you give me is probably going to be fine unless it's cinnamon, in which case I'll die. So maybe not that, but you know. So I'm just like, I don't want to make anything hard for anyone. So if it's easier to just follow the picture, then yeah, we could just do that. I like this design, like, you know. So she like takes my phone, she takes the dip powder book, and she just goes off to a corner of the salon. And I'm like, okay. Like, she didn't say anything. She just took them, left. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm just sitting there looking lost. And then the man came back and he was like, did you pick a color? And I was like, she took the book. Like, I don't, I think she's picking the color. Like, I didn't know what to tell him. And he's like, oh, okay. And like moved on to the next person. Cause like the salon was busy. It wasn't like packed wall to wall, but it was busy enough that like they didn't have enough nail techs for how many people they had in the shop, you know? So they're trying to like manage everybody's time and like, you know, bounce between clients to make sure nobody was waiting for too long. And the like first guy who like greeted me was like apologizing. He's like, I'm so sorry for your wait. And I was like, I'm really in no rush. Like, if you need to serve somebody else first, like that's fine with me. Like, I have nowhere to be. Ain't got nowhere to be, ain't got nothing to do. Like, this is my task for the day. You know, just like trying to be really courteous and, you know, everything. Cause I get it. Like, the shop's busy. It's a Saturday. I usually never go to the nail salon on a Saturday, but I had to work. I had to work. Ew. I said that so begrudgingly. But normally I don't work weekends, but I had to work that Saturday. So I was like, oh, I'm going to treat myself by going to the nail salon. Nope. Shouldn't have done it. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and then like I see the lady like writing down colors or whatever, and she hands the list to the first guy and she's like, go get this. And so he goes, and then he like comes back with like 6 different jars of dip powder. Meanwhile, a different man had like come to like my table and he just started drilling and filling. Didn't say a word. He was just like, and I put my hand and he was like, he just started drilling and filling. And I was like, okay, this is what we doing. All right. So like, he's just doing his thing. And like, what was kind of like, should have been my first warning sign was, again, this man just came and started drilling and filling. Normally, when you go to the salon and you're like, oh, I want a manicure, they like make you put your cuticles in a little bowl of water to soak them. And then they come and they trim your cuticles and they usually clip down my natural nail and like file the edge so that it's all nice and like, you know, so it's all nice. Like they even out your nails or whatever and do all of the like actual care of your nails. None of that. None of that. This man, he took out his drill and he was drilling and filling. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I don't know if like this is just his way and he's going to do it later. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of here for the ride, hoping everything's going to work out. So, then a man who came out with like the 8 different tubs of dip powder. And I was just like, okay, there has been a miscommunication somewhere. Like, because the design that I wanted, I'll put it up on screen. The design that I wanted was like obviously just like a base color, and then you paint gel on of the other colors. Like, it's not all just made out of dip powder. That would be ridiculous. So I see the man come out with all these dip powders, and I'm like, I think there's been some kind of miscommunication here. Like, what? And like, so then I look at the girl who sent him back there, and she looks at me, and then she looks at him, and she's like, no. So I'm like listening to them argue. He's like, you told me to go get this. And she was like, no, I told you to go get these colors. And he's like, of dip powder. And she's like, no, of gel. And I'm just like watching them like, do I need to jump in and like clarify something? Like, you know? And so he like begrudgingly goes and like puts all the dip powders back. And so tell me why I then look down and I see the man putting acrylic on my fingers. Like, and like I was I was so out of it trying to like make sure that like the lady who I thought was gonna like actually do my nails, I thought this man was just gonna be doing the prep. So I thought that I was like concerned with trying to make sure that the lady who I thought was going to do my nails like understood the design and like knew what it was that I wanted. And meanwhile, this man had already laid and slayed 2 fingers of acrylic. So like he was going from this way. So like these 2 already had acrylic on it. And I was like, like, what do I do at this point? I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm getting acrylic. Like, I didn't stop him. I probably could have, and then he could have like filed it off or whatever and started again. But I just didn't want to have to make him do all that. I was like, okay, you know what? Acrylic is fine. I hate it, but it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. So I let this man put acrylic on my fingers, and like he proceeds. He was locked in too. Like, this man was locked the fuck in. Like, while he was drilling and filling everything, like, he was filing with his whole body. He wasn't just using his hands to file. Like, he was filing with his whole body. He was like truly, truly, truly locked in. I'm not even sure like he could see me. He was so like concentrated on like my hands and like doing everything. And like he was doing the same with the acrylic. Like, he was so dialed into everything. He honestly laid that acrylic. And the color he picked, because I didn't even know this was happening. So he already picked an acrylic color, like was slapping it on. Like, but the color he picked, so cute. I love it. So I was just like, oh, well, okay, maybe, okay, sure. Like, I wasn't mad. So I was like, okay, well, I hate acrylic, but this is fine. Whatever. It's not like I had my heart set on dip powder. Like, eh. So I just let him do it. I could have stopped him. I just let him do it. And I was like, okay. And then he proceeded to go like lay and slay 4 other girls acrylic. Like, he literally just hopped from chair to chair and went down the line, and everybody got acrylic. I don't know if everybody wanted acrylic, but everybody got acrylic. So that was that. That was his only job too, was to drill and fill and lay the acrylic. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. So then, you know, after I'm sitting there for a while, like looking at it and whatever, and I'm like, oh, he did a nice job, whatever. And like waiting for the acrylic to dry down. And then like the girl comes back, and she like has my phone, and she asked me again. She's like, you want this? And I was like, yes, I want this. She said, exactly like this. And I was like, yes, exactly like this. All the colors, like, just confirmed. Which I appreciate about her. You know, that's what I appreciated about her. So she like goes and gets all the gel nail colors, and she's like, okay, are these colors okay? Is this okay? And I'm checking everything. The only thing I have her change is the green, because originally she brought me like this really bright like neo green color, and I was like, that's not the vibes I'm on, ma'am. I'm gonna need that green to tone it down. So she like brought me a different green, and I was like, this will work. Yeah, cool. And so she starts like filing and shaping, and she's like, what shape do you want? And I was like, oh, could I do almond? This is not almond, by the way. And she's like, yeah, I can do almond. And I'm like, okay, good. So she's doing all that. And so she starts like doing the like gel paint on. So she starts doing it. And she's really kind, and she's like, okay, like once she paints it on, she's like, okay, and like, you like this color on the nail, which I thought was really, really nice to like check, because even though I like the color in the bottle, like it could look totally different on the nail. So she was checking with me. She was like, you like this color on the nail? And I was like, yeah, this color's great, love it. And so she's going through, and you know, this is basically just like a colorful French tip. So usually people use like a French tip brush or something like that, but she's just kind of like using the brush that comes in the bottle and then going back in with a smile line brush to like make the shape, which works. Like that works. Except for that it worked for the first coat. So like these needed a second coat because like the coverage was a bit thin, it was a bit patchy, so it just needed a second coat. Most gels do. But like she didn't, I guess, feel like going through the whole process again for the second coat. So she was just trying to use the brush that came in the bottle to get the second coat on there, which obviously she couldn't do well because otherwise she would have just used that brush to begin with. But you have to like paint it and then go back in with either a French tip brush or a smile line brush. But she didn't feel like doing that. So she was just like painting what she could without having to like touch that line. And so like, long story short, the color is very patchy and uneven because not all the parts got a second coat because she could not be bothered to use the smile line brush to go back in and like fix it the way that it needed to be done. And so like I'm curing like one hand at a time. She's working on one hand. And so like I see this and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to like work up the internal courage to say something because like I'm not cool with this. You know, there's a lot of things I can let go. Like, it's fine. It's whatever. But that I was not cool with. I was like, she's going to need to fix that. So I'm like trying not to break her concentration. I'm letting her do her thing. And, you know, we're getting on to the hearts. And I am not kidding. This woman had me twisted up like I was doing JoJo poses. Like, girl, I'm out here throwing up gang signs so that she can paint a heart. Like, cause she had me bend my hand this way. So I'm out here struggling, literally trembling, trying to hold the poses that she's putting me in so that she can paint a freaking heart. Like, girl, it's not that hard. It's not that serious. It's not that hard. And I feel like for all of the effort and agony that I went through, these hearts don't even look that cute. Like, girl, you couldn't, it's just 2 dots connect because she was using like a dotting tool. So literally you just put 2 dots and then you connect them. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. And I say that as a person who literally does my own nails. Like it's not that hard. It's not that serious. It's not that hard. Okay, and now it is time to bow our heads and pray because I need to sleeve Ateez and I only have about 450 Dragon Shield sleeves left and I'm honestly not convinced that's going to be enough. I always have a habit of like underestimating how many sleeves I'm going to need for Ateez. I'm like, oh, surely this won't be more than 300 cards. And then 5 boxes later. So, okay. Anyway, I sleeve Ateez in Dragon Shield. I always have, always will probably. Anyway. So I'm contorted in all these different positions for her to like be able to paint these hearts. I was going to say something, but never mind. And like literally in the middle of her like doing my second hand, she then looks up and asks me, she's like, oh, gel nail polish is going to be an upcharge. Is that okay? And I was like, little late to be asking. Like, you already did one hand. So like, but I'm like, that's fine. Like, I knew it was going to probably be an upcharge. Salon's always upcharge for gel, even though gel nail polish is not special anymore. Like, when gel was new and, like, was expensive because not everybody and their mama was making it, like, for sure. But now, like, gel is just the same price, if not cheaper, than regular nail polish. So, like, there's no point in, like, charging an upcharge for gel nail polish. Like, but whatever. So I'm just like, you know, yeah, that's fine. Like, you're already doing it, but even if you weren't, that's fine. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. So she continues on, and I'm still like working up the courage and like looking for the right moment to tell her like, hey, you're going to need to go over these colors again. Like, it's patchy, you know, but like in a nice way. Like, oh, could you go over this again? It's a little thin, you know, something. So I'm like pulling my first hand, which is completely done at this point, out of the cure, and I'm thinking she's going to continue to do like she has done this whole time and ask me if everything's okay and if I like it and whatever. But no, I pull my hand out, she takes one look, and she just starts slapping top coat on, and I'm like and like I should have like spoken up and like said like, wait, don't do it. But like I just I just don't. So she just slaps the top coat on there without like asking me if I like it, if it's okay, if she needs to change anything, nothing. She just slaps the top coat on there. And then she's like, okay, put your hand in the light twice and then you're good. And I was like, the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm good? Like, huh? Because again, like I was like, okay, well, they're probably not going to like file my natural nails or like clip them or anything, which they should have done. But like, surely she's going to like do my cuticle work. Nope. So I'm just sitting there like dumbfounded, drying my nails in the little light. And then she's like, oh, I forgot. And I was like, okay, so now she remembered. And then she comes back and then literally slaps some cuticle oil on my hand and was like, okay, now you can go. And I was like, are you sure about that? Like, what do you mean now I can go? And like, honestly, I don't think she would have even come back to put on the cuticle oil if I wasn't black, because she was like, okay, I cannot have this girl walking out this salon hella ashy, like, But like, also what normally comes when you purchase a manicure from a salon is like, you usually get not only the basic like cuticle and nail work done, but you usually get a hand massage with like lotion. They usually put your hand in wax and like it makes your hand super soft. Sometimes they give you a hot towel on your arm to like relax your muscle, like the works. So I'm just like, what do you mean I'm done, you can go? Like, I was kind of pissed at that point. I was like, okay, but like, I just wanted to leave. at that point. I was like, okay, nothing I have wanted has been done here. Because like, look, does that look even to you? Does that even look like, is this even? No, it's not. And like, you can see, well, I can see, I don't know if you can see in the camera, the parts where it's thin, the gel is lumpy, everything's uneven. Like the smile line isn't even because this was supposed to be like a perfectly even French tip. Why is this side thin and this side's thick? There's gel all in my fucking cuticles. Like, she flooded my cuticles with gel. There was gel like cured on my skin that she just didn't even bother to wipe off. Like, I was honestly kind of pissed, but I was like, I'm just ready to leave. So to add insult to injury. So I get up there to the register to like pay. And the first guy who like greeted me comes back and he's like, oh, thank you for coming in. And to preface this, dip powdered nails were $45. That was like the base price of dip powdered nails. And then like the man slapped acrylic on my hand, so I had to pay acrylic. So acrylic was $50. So tell me why this man looks me in my eyeball and he's like, okay, so acrylic with the gel upcharge, that's going to be $100. Excuse me, what? What? I never wanted to choke a bitch so hard, like, because I know you're not. No. How is a gel upcharge $50? $50 for a gel upcharge? And like, I know you do not have the audacity to say that this is a complicated design worthy of a $50 upcharge. I know you not. I know you fucking not, because why I was flabbergasted truly was that an entire gel manicure was $30. They got the price menu sitting right there. You can see how much everything costs. So to get like a whole gel manicure is $30. So how do we go from $50 acrylic plus a gel upcharge, which at most should have been $30, which it shouldn't have even been that because it's an upcharge. It's not a whole extra service. It's just an upcharge. But how did you in your mind think, you know what? $100. So I just paid. Like I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I just paid. And then of course I still tipped even though I was super mad. And typically I'm a very good tipper, you know, because I know that like nail services are a luxury service. Like it's not necessary. And like it is a service job. So like I want to tip well. So typically I will tip a minimum of 15% if I'm just like, I didn't love it, you know, but like, you know, to still be kind. But typically I will tip like 25% of whatever I got. So I tipped 10%. I was that pissed. I was like 10%. So I paid $110 for these nails that I don't even like. And they had the audacity as I was walking out the door to be like, oh, make sure you take a picture and leave a review. And I was like, you don't want to see the review that I would leave for these nails. Like, don't try me. Okay, don't push your luck. Let me walk out while I'm still walking out without choking a bitch. Like, I'm kidding. Physical violence is never okay. But that is how I felt. Okay, I was ready to start hitting throats. I was so mad. So then I get home and like I said, I hate acrylics. Why? Because acrylics always hurt my fingers. But this pain was like no other. So me and husband had burgers that night, like homemade burgers. And I'm not even kidding. My husband had to put my burger bun top on the top of my burger because I could not grip it. My fingers were in so much pain. I was trying to like message my best friend. And at one point I was like, I can't message you anymore because I cannot like tap on my phone. My fingers are in so much pain. Like I was mad. I was mad and in pain. And I ended up having to like take some Tylenol. Like, that's ridiculous. You should not be needing drugs to handle the pain from a fucking nail salon visit. That's not right. That's not okay. And that has never happened to me before. So, needless to say, I will never be going back there, half price or not. Like, ridiculous. Like, how is this the state of salons that they think they can charge $100 for this? This is awful. And this is not almond shape. This is like ballet flat shape, which is a different and valid shape. But like, this is not even almond, which is what, well, some of them are almond, some of them are not. Like the shape is just not consistent because she didn't want to take the time to get it consistent. She didn't want to take the time to do anything, but sure enough wanted to charge fucking double. Like, so yeah, that was my salon experience. And I kind of low-key hate these nails. Like, they're not the worst nails ever. Like, they do look passable, you know, but they literally just look like I did them myself. And I'm like, if I wanted nails that looked like I did them myself, I would have done them myself. Like, I went to a professional so I could get a professional level quality. Like, ugh. But anyway, so I will not ever be cheating on Mima again. Lesson learned. I will just pay Mima what she is very much worth. She makes sure I am so happy with my nails. She is so gentle. I never have any kind of pain or any tenderness when she does my nails. She is so gentle. She gives me a full neck and shoulder massage. She don't have to. She's just like, oh, well, your nails are drying. Do you want a massage? And I'm like, sure. Like, sure. Like, Mima is so freaking sweet. She is so kind. I love her so much. I should have never cheated on her. Why do I sound like a man from the early 2000s? Baby, I can change. I should have never cheated on you. Gonna start my R&B career over a nail tech. No, but like, yeah. So now I have to live with these nails for the next like 3 weeks or so because my nails grow out really fast. So I'm not even going to get a full month out of this $110 nails. And it made me mad. And it made me mad. I should have just done my nails myself. But like, I hate doing nail extensions myself because I'm not good at it. And I'm also really not good at like shaping my own nails. So whatever shape my nails grow in, that's the shape they are. I never like shape my nails because I don't wanna. Not good at it, don't wanna. But yeah, should have just went to Mima. That was the lesson of the day. So anyway, in brighter news, Nini's back. Nini's back home. I had the oddest dream. Well, okay, not the most odd, but like, I don't typically get K-pop dreams. I do get vivid dreams, which I figured out is when I eat sugar directly before bed. And as Jordy can attest, I did in fact have a fucking ice cream cone and then just went to bed. Like, so of course I had crazy dreams. I always have crazy dreams if I eat sugar before bed. So I had a dream that EXO was performing in a high school theater for no reason. And like everybody was treating it like it was just a regular performance from like high schoolers. Like the XOLs weren't really like showing out or anything. Like it was just so chill. And so I went with my husband and we just like sat in a middle row that like had nobody else in it. Even though there was like front seat available, like, and like if EXO performed anywhere, there would be bitches elbowing, curb stomping to get to the front row. So the fact that there was just like front row seats open and people chose to sit in the back and in the middle was just like insanity. It's insanity. So anyway, EXO was performing. It was like 5 members of EXO. And like in the middle of the performance, out of nowhere, I just start bawling my freaking eyeballs out. And I'm just like, EXO is together. Crying my eyeballs out. And my husband just looks at me and he's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm just like, you don't get it, EXO is together. Fucking crazy. And so like, I'm just watching the performance, crying my eyeballs out. And it's like near the end of the performance, you know, when like they like get off stage and they start walking through the aisles or whatever. And, you know, so that happens. And I look over and who do I see coming down the aisle all shimmying? Because, you know, it's a high school auditorium, so you got to shimmy to get in here. Who do I see shimmying? None other than freaking... How did they get in here? How did you get in here? None other than freaking Baekhyun. So Baekhyun starts, you know, coming down the aisle and he's like, hi, thank you for coming to the show. And I am just crying, like ugly crying. And he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just love EXO. Bawling my fucking face off. And he's like, it's okay. Are you okay? And he gave me like the sweetest little hug and pat my back. And I was just like, I love you so much. You're my favorite. Embarrassing myself in 4K again. Love that for me. And like, here's where it went wrong. Okay, here's where I messed it up. Is that, you know, after I said that, I was like, he was like, oh, me? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I love your song, Cold Heart. It's my favorite. And I was just like, immediately dream shy and like secretly like conscious shy, I guess. I don't know. Subconscious shy? I don't know. Both shies were like, girl, you fucked up. You fucked up. Like, no, Cold Heart? What do you even mean? Absolutely, it has to be truth be told. Ice Queen. Like, love again. Like, what are you saying? You messed it up. No. And he's just like, oh my God, thank you for supporting me. And I'm like, you're welcome. And now I'm crying because I messed it up. I said the wrong song. Not that I don't love Cold Heart. I do. I love her down. But like, that's not my favorite song. Like, come on. Gotta represent for the R&B girlies. So like he's like, oh, okay, well, thank you for coming to the show, and he like leaves, and I'm just like crying extra hard now because I messed it up by telling Baekhyun that I liked a different song than what I actually liked. I was so upset about it. Okay, I was so upset about it. And then like I look over again after looking at my husband, who's just looking at me like I am insane, insane. I look over again, and who do I see shimmying down the aisle? Freaking freaking Kim Jong-un. Like, and so like there was like a moment where like time kind of froze, and I looked at him and he looked at me and I was looking at him and we just making eye contact, and I just bust out crying, like, because I was like starting to like not cry, and I was just kind of sniffling after Baekhyun left, you know, kind of calming down. But when I see Kai, nope, bust out in fucking tears again. And so like I see him and I'm just like me crying crying my eyeballs out. And like he does his little like nervous Jong-in laugh. He's like laughing at me in like the cutest way possible, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm just like, I missed you so much, I love you so much. And he's like, I missed you too. He's like, I love you, don't cry. In the sweetest little Jong-in way, you know. Love that man, he's so cute. And so like I'm just like, I love your solo. Like I didn't want to mess it up by like saying the wrong song again. Which my favorite Kai song is like by far Come In. I listen to that song all the time. Like I love Kai's music in general, but I listen to Come In so much that it was like my #1 most played song on my Spotify rap. And it's like always in my top 10 played songs throughout the entire year. So safe to say, I'm pretty sure that's my favorite song. So, but like, I didn't want to mess it up and say the wrong song again. So I was just like, I love your solo music. And he was like, thank you so much. And he's like, I'm going to come back soon. I was like, okay, I'll be waiting. And he's like, okay, we'll get home safe. I was like, okay. And then he, like before he left, like he was wearing traditional Korean hanbok. And so he had these like really big billowy sleeves or whatever. And so like he reached into his sleeve and pulled out tissue, and he was like, here you go. And he handed it to me like this, you know, with 2 hands. He was like, here you go. Here's a tissue. Unhinged girl. And I was like, thank you. And he left. And so then like after the show, me and husband took the school bus home, which was odd because we obviously weren't students. So like you can't just get on the bus as a full grown ass adult and like take the bus home with the children. But we sure did. So that was my weird Kai's home K-pop dream. Sorry. In other news, Hongjoon, have y'all seen his music video of his rendition of Beat It by Michael Jackson? When I say I love this man, y'all don't get it. Like, and the fact that he didn't want to wear a red jacket because he was like, no, that's Michael Jackson's signature jacket. Like, I don't want to copy him. I just want to show that, like, I was influenced by him, you know? And so he wore a yellow jacket, which, first of all, he looks freaking fire in. He looked insane in that yellow jacket. I liked all the outfits. I loved that his, like, suit, his sparkly suit, had his captain band on it. Like, the man that he is. I love him so much. That performance was so good. The rap he added, like, I was like, that's my bias. That's my bias, actually. I freaking loved it. He did so good. I'm so glad to see that Ateez is doing or posting their individual content, because sometimes we just be going through absolute content droughts, and I'm like, please promote Ateez. in the idol-y way. Like, we love them because they're idols. Like, we love them regardless, but we love them, we fell in love with them because they are idols. So please do idol things. You know, I respect you as artists and as idols. I want both. I want both things. So yeah, I was happy to see that the Ateez you know what I really want to come back? Yeolsong's omniscient view. Bring that back. I want Yeolsong in little glasses and a little lab coat doing weird science experiments that no one asked for that are clearly meant for children. I want it. Him biting all the heads off the gummy bears. Bring back my Yeolsong show. I want it. I want it. Sanchalin with Sunny showing us the food wrong.
아, 이거 아닌가? 아, sorry.
He gonna be like, okay, y'all see the food? y'all see the food? Like, Sonny, that's not how that works, baby. Love him so much. I want my Ateez content back. Like, I get it. We got a tour, gotta make money, make purse, get the fur coat, make the girls purr, whatever the lyrics were. Whatever them lyrics was. But like, I want Ateez as idols, especially since they don't really do like variety content. Like, they don't really go on variety shows anymore. If they do go on a show, it's like a talk show. And I'm like, yes, I love to hear more about Ateez and everything, but like, I want idol content from my faves. I'm a little selfish, like, sorry, but I want it. But no, Hongjun did so good. I'm so proud of him. I'm always proud of him. He's always so thoughtful, so talented, so beautiful, so handsome. Love him so much. Love him so much. In other good news, okay, this is about to get long. Like, this whole thing, not gonna be long, but like, girlies who are waiting for the Fields of Mistria update from me, buckle up. Okay, because yeah, no, I'm about to talk about the whole thing. So okay, so they put out a roadmap for the March 2025 update. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be like literally up to my eyeballs in taxes at that time, but I'm still gonna find a time to play. So if the clients just hear me clickety clacking on my keyboard as I'm trying to romance an indigo haired man, they're just gonna have to deal with that. You want your taxes done or not? Okay. So first of all, the most, I guess, exciting thing, I don't know, I find the whole update pretty exciting, but the most exciting thing, the biggest thing that is being updated is that we are finally getting the freaking Dragon Man. We're getting him. He's coming. We're getting him and he's coming. I'm getting him. I will romance that dragon ass man. I'm so ready for it. Like, as y'all know, I picked up this game for that one reason and then ended up falling in love with another character, but we don't talk about him. I mean, we do talk about him, but like in front of the Dragon Man, we don't talk about him. Okay. But like, yeah, so like, we are finally getting Caldaris the dragon, who is currently a statue that just lives on your farm and like comments about the weather and like events happening in the mines. He is finally coming out of his statue form. He's finally going to be a person or a dragonoid or whatever he is. I don't know. He's going to be in his dragon man flesh, like, and I'm so excited for it. So based on what his statue looks like, I think he's gonna be a white-haired dragon man. And one thing to note about me is I love a white-haired anime man. Like, that will always be my weakness. That will always be my freaking weakness. Blame Inuyasha. No, I was not in love with Inuyasha. In fact, like, throw him away. He's kind of garbage. The way he just left Kagome's dying body, jumped over her to get to freaking Kikyo. I was like, you couldn't even help her out Anyway, I've been rewatching Inuyasha because I was like, oh, I kind of want to see my husbando, my original husbando, my number one husbando, Sesshomaru, Inuyasha's psycho ass, murderer ass brother. Like, he is straight up a psychopath. And that's what I love about him. In 4K, Shy? In 4K? But yeah, so I love me a white-haired man. I do. And, like, his statue is white, but I don't know if his statue is white because he's a statue and, like, that's just the color of stone, or if that's going to be, like, a detail of his actual character. But if he is a white-haired dragon man, I'm sorry, Balor. I'm so sorry, Balor. Like, I'm actually so apologetic to you, Mr. Balor. Because I'm going after that man in full force. I'm going to find everything he likes. I'm going to love him down. So he's supposed to be coming. We're also getting a couple new areas. So we're getting more levels in the mines. We're going to unlock the fire floors. So Caldaris's storyline is highly connected with the mines. Like, as when you break the seals on the mines, is he gets like his magic back, and so then he grants you magic as a gift. I don't know, a thank you. And so, like, the further you get in the mines, the more magic you get, because the more magic he gets. All connected. So I'm thinking if we, like, make it to a certain point in the mines is when he will appear. But also we're getting, like, the biggest part of the map unlocked, which is the deep forest. So there's going to be, like, new forageables in there. There's going to be a whole new area. So I'm like, okay, in my mind, I'm like, okay, so where's Caldaris going to live? Like, obviously with me when I marry him, because he will be mine. I already got a room for you, baby boy. Come on. You can just go ahead and stay on my farm. Like, but, like, in the meantime, before I can riz him up and marry him, like, before I wife him up, where he gonna live? So there are, like, a couple of abandoned buildings in the, like, main village part where most of the people live. Or I don't know, he might just, like, live in the new deep forest, just back there. I don't know, just deep in the forest. For all I know, he could go live in the mines. Maybe he'll just, like, sleep in the magma. I don't know what kind of dragon he is. I'm really hoping that he's going to have white hair and red eyes. That is my favorite. Is when they either have white hair and red eyes or black hair and golden eyes. Like, I eat that shit up every time. And, like, I know whatever he looks like, he gonna be hot AF. Just unreasonably hot. Because all of the characters in Fields of Mystery are just ridiculously hot for no reason. Like, what kind of town is this where everybody's so hot? Why there ain't not one ugly person? Like, dang. Or is it me? Oh. Oh. Well, anyway, moving past that. Like, I know, like, for no reason, this man's about to have, like, abs on abs. Just abalicious. Just lick that man like a xylophone. Abs. Like, oh. About to play music on this man. Like, oh my God. He gonna be so hot regardless. But I really do hope he has white hair and, like, red eyes. I could do also some, like, white hair, gold eyes situation. I'm flexible. I just hope it's not white hair, blue eyes. I'm not a huge fan of blue-eyed characters because it reminds me of the Game of Thrones White Walkers. And I'm like, ooh, ooh, spooky. So, but I'm gonna love him down regardless. He could have the bluest, most White Walker-iest, soul-stealing eyes out there. And I'm gonna still riz that man up. That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So yeah, we're getting Caldaris. We're getting new levels in the mines. We're getting a new area unlocked. All great things. We are also getting a new mechanic for one of the characters. So the resident gilf of the game, Elsie. I love how I just said that casually. We're just gonna move past it. So she is like this lover girl character. I love her so much. I wish I could romance her. I really do. I really do. She's so beautiful. She's so sweet. But she is like this lover girl character, and she's like always going around talking about, oh, I had a lover in France who was like this, and oh, I once dated this girl who was like this. Like, she's canon bi, and I fucking love that for her. Like, I really do. I really do. So, yeah, Elsie's getting a new mechanic because she basically gets along with everybody in the town. Not that, like, there's town people that, like, don't get along, but, you know, she just, like, in everybody's business. So the new mechanic they're giving her is, like, the gossip gift mechanic is what they're calling it. But basically, she's going to be able to give gift hints. She's going to be like, oh, you're interested in March? Couldn't be me. But, oh, you're interested in March? Well, I heard he likes this. And that way it'll help you find their liked and loved gifts. Because I'm still trying to find all the things that Ballard loves. Still, to this day, I'm still trying. But like, honestly, I think I can't find it because it's not in the game yet. Like, I think he has liked and loved gifts that, like, obviously I can't access yet. Because I know he's gonna like, so far we have sapphires, emeralds, and rubies in the game. I know with every fiber of my being, my boy loves diamonds. I know he's gonna love diamonds. I know that's gonna be one of his loved items, but we don't have diamonds in the game yet. I think we will when we get this new update. I think that's gonna be the next gem we get is diamonds. And then I think, like, the final one we'll get is going to be, like, something like Mistral or something like that. Like, Mistrian gems. And they'll be, like, purple or some shit. I don't know. That's my guess. So, like, I know my boy is going to love diamonds. I just don't have access to them yet. So, although I've still been running around, cooking all the recipes, giving him everything under the sun, I think there's some things that I just cannot, like, find on his list because they don't technically exist in game yet for me to go get for him. But it's gonna be so hard because, yeah, I don't know. I was, like, pretty set on, like, marrying Balor first and then going through the game again because I plan to play it twice. Basically, I'm keeping my farm that I started when the game was in early access, but I do plan to, like, restart the game once the game fully comes out, which should be later this year, if they stay on schedule. I don't know. Plan on, like, restarting the game from scratch once it, like, fully comes out and, like, playing everything with all the mechanics from day one. But I also want to, like, keep my original farm. And so I was like, okay, well, then I'll just marry Balor the first time. And then in the second playthrough, I'll marry Caldaris. And then do a third playthrough so I can marry Reyna. High key, low key, high key. So that's what I was going to do. But now I don't know. Now I'm, like, kind of back on my original thing. And I'm like, no, I want to marry Caldaris first. Oh, the way my boy got pushed to the wayside as soon as I got the news. Like, so now I'm kind of back on being undecided. I don't know. I think it'll depend on Balor's heart events, the remaining heart events. Because first of all, they're not putting any new heart events. So we'll have Caldaris's heart events because he's not obviously going to be capped out when he's put in the game. But none of the other romanceable characters are, like, getting an increase in hearts, which was a little bit disappointing, but I get it. Because, like, the next levels are, like, official boyfriend and then, like, affection high enough to, like, get married and whatnot. So I'm guessing they're putting a lot into that because this is an Otome game. You know, like... This is an Otome game. And farming. I do grow turnips sometimes. Mostly strawberries. I mostly grow strawberries and pumpkins. And then, like, snow peas in the winter. But yeah. So, I'm kind of going back and forth again. We are getting additional, like, dialogue, which the characters already have so much dialogue. I don't even think I've gotten through all of the dialogue that they say. Mostly because I'm usually busy finding things to gift Valor. Or like in the mines or whatever. So I don't even think I've gotten through all of the like original character dialogue. They still say stuff that I have never heard them say before. But they're adding even more, which is truly a feat. Like to make it, to put enough like good dialogue in the game to not have to hear them say the same thing twice unless you are just really putting in the time, which I'm in year like 4. I'm in year 4 of this game. Been living on my farm for 4 years. Still have not won over Valor. But yeah, so they're putting in new dialogue. They are getting us new spells to unlock. The new mines, monsters to go along with the new mine level. You know, great updatey things. We're also getting a renown cap increase of 20 levels, which renown is like how popular and prosperous your town is. So, of course, we need to be number 1. We need to be number 1. My town. Yeah, I think I've done like all of the quests. Are we getting new quests? Oh, we are. Okay, yay. We are getting new quests because I've like done them all, which is why the renown is so high. We're getting new collectibles to put in the museum, which I haven't even finished the collectibles that already exist. 4 years in, and that has not been my focus. First of all, I hate bugs, so I never want to bug catch because I hate bugs. So I'm missing like a ton of bugs. I'm missing like a lot of fish. I haven't even caught all of the legendary fish because I cannot be bothered. I think I've only caught 1 actually. And that's just because I was just happened to be fishing on that day, you know. But yeah, so I still need to like do a lot of the collectible side, but I'm really not too worried about that. There's not really, I mean, you get little rewards for completing sets for the museum, but like it's not really not really anything. So I'm just like, I'm not super worried about it. We're getting a new festival. So this is like a big point of speculation for us Fields of Mistria girlies and boys, is what festival. So we started the game with a spring festival, and then the first major update, we got the summer star festival, which was so fucking cute. It was so cute. Sitting all there under the stars and a little picnic. Balor saying sad ass things. That's what's making me like not want to do my first playthrough with him. Like, I love him. I love him so much, and I love how tumultuous his like path is, his romance path. But like sometimes he just says the saddest things, and I was like, let me at least go through the game with like a lovey-dovey romance first. Like, dang, how are we already on the rocks, Balor? Let me love you. Let me love you. So that's why I was saying, like, it depends on his other, like, heart events. If I'm gonna want to, like, marry him as my first husband. He might be second husband. Okay. But, so, the new festival, we're guessing it's gonna be something for the fall. Because spring, summer, fall, and then winter. So, we're guessing it to be something for the fall. I'm guessing it's gonna be Halloween. That's my guess, especially because there have been leaks of like a witch set of items that will be coming out. So I'm like, oh, that would make sense. If they're working on witch items, then they're gonna like try to put together Halloween, because like there was like a cauldron, a witch outfit, and like witch decor, and I was like, ooh, that's cute. I want it. Have me a little witch farm. Yeah. So I'm thinking it's Halloween, but they could surprise us and like do a like Thanksgiving event. That would be super cute. Honestly, I want more than one festival per season. I know I'm like asking for a lot. Like the game's not even out of early access, girl. Let them cook. I just love this game so much, and I just like want more. I just want more. I want more of it. So yeah, it would be really nice because a lot of games do not do a like Thanksgiving. At most, They did say that there was supposed to be like a harvest type event. So it could be like a harvest festival where you like show off your produce and you like show off your animals that you've raised. Because Henrietta, a character, but also a chicken. Long story, can't explain. She is like a prize winning chicken. And so I would love to see, and she's like part of the Featherington or Feather Bottom something line. She's a prestigious chicken. Okay, don't fuck with her. She's a prestigious chicken. So I would love to see like her going up against like one of my pink chickens and like trying to beat out Henrietta for top prize chicken. You know, I'm competitive. I'm competitive. Just like I had to beat the pants off of Celine in the Breath of Spring competition. Like, don't play with me, Celine. Okay, I love you. You're so sweet. You're so cute. But like, if it's a competition, I will grind you into the earth. Don't play with me. Talking about, oh, Celine magically won. She shouldn't count because she was out here collecting all the flowers. She cheated. She cheated. I'm not over it. It's the way I go out of my way to make sure she is crushed into the earth. Like she has no chance of winning the Breath of Spring competition. I'm like, oh, you picked 50 little flowers. Here's 300. I'm not even kidding. Like, I just go out of my way to crush her in that competition for no real reason. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. But it is for me. So yeah, we're getting a new festival. So I'm thinking it's either going to be like the Harvest Festival, but I feel like that could be really involved. And I don't know if they've really had the time to like put that together. I don't know though. I don't know their developing speed. I don't know how to develop it all. So I don't know. I just know that like games take a lot of time. So I don't know. But that would be really cool if we did get that and we could like judge our produce and stuff. Because I feel like other than quests that are just like requesting produce and stuff from our farm isn't really integrated a lot into the like story and whatever of Fields of Mistria. So I just think it would be really nice to have another plot line like, oh, we have a farmer who, you know, has produce that's going up against people from the capital or whatever, you know, in a competition. Show it off. Show off my pumpkins and my strawberries. I grow great strawberries. Juicy, fresh, delicious, no pests. Not me taking pride in my farm. That is completely not real. But yeah, so we're getting the new festival, which is going to be really, really exciting. And then we're also getting a farmland expansion, which would be great because I honestly don't want my animals on my farm. They're getting on my damn nerves. Sorry. Sorry, but they kind of are. They're kind of like throwing off the emperor's groove. Because like the animals are so involved. They are so not necessarily hard to take care of, but they're so time consuming to take care of. And they're so picky. So, because the game is in early access, I have walls around my barn. Like, I have some, like, land in there, too. So they can, like, roam around. Be free range, you know? But, like, I have walls. And, like, my animals will just glitch through the damn walls and then go eat my crops. And I'm like, could you not? Not that I have a particular, you know, reason to be growing crops. Like, I'm so rich. I could never run out of money. In fact, there's not even anything left for me to really buy in the game. So I just like go to Balor's cart and I just bulk buy from him. I'm like, here's $70,000. I'm going to buy out all of your acorns. I wish that was a fake sentence, but it's really not. I spent $70,000 on acorns just because I wanted to give Balor money. Also, they're a crafting item and they're annoying to get. So I was like, oh, well, might as well stock up on acorns. But yeah, so I just spent $70,000 on acorns at Balor's cart. I just wanted to give my husband money. He deserves nice things. I'm so unhinged. But yeah, so my animals will glitch out of the walls and like eat my crops, and then they can't get back in the wall. So when I call all my animals in for the night, because they cannot stay out overnight or they get fussy, I'll walk out and then like a freaking llama will be annoyed with me. And I'm like, okay, do you want to become fucking llama chops? Like, don't. I don't know why it makes me so mad. Saying these things out loud. But like, it pisses me off because I'm like, you glitched yourself out of the wall and then you couldn't get yourself back in. Like, how is this my fault? Don't sit up here and make the little annoyed bubble at me. Like, it really makes me irrationally mad. It really does. So, so like, yeah, if we can get a farm expansion and I can just like put them on their own little thing and just like have that area be for them and just let them out and let them free graze or whatever and come back in, that would be great. Like, get off of my farm, actually. Go to your own area and I'll just put all the animals on their own little pasture, you know, go check on them every once in a while, especially my pink animals. They can stay, but like everybody else, y'all can go. But to that end, they are introducing as well sprinklers, for one, because the amount of energy it takes to water all my damn crops, like, you can't just grow 500 pumpkins without a lot of effort. So they're introducing sprinklers. And then they're also introducing auto petters, like for your animals, because you have to pet them so that way they get hearts. And then the more they love you, the more produce they drop and the better quality of produce they drop. So we are getting auto petters, so I don't have to go out there and pet all of them, which I am not kidding. Takes like 3 to 4 in-game hours for me. And then it takes me another 3 to 4 in-game hours just to water all my crops because there was no sprinklers. So literally 8 hours into my day, I'm finally done with my farm chores, and then I have no time to go harass Bowler. Not harass. Just to, well, stalk is not better. Find and love. I have no time to find and love Bowler. So realistically, I just stopped petting my animals. I was like, y'all not getting pets, except for the pink ones. I always pet my pink animals, but everybody else, you not getting pets. Sorry. Sorry. No, it just takes too long. So I'm really excited to finally have an auto petter that will just pet them for me so they can just feel loved and I can not have to worry about them. We are also getting the #1 requested feature since this game has launched, a time adjustment option in the settings, because the days fly by. Because like I just said, it takes me 8 hours if I want to like actually take care of my farm. Like, if it's a rainy day, that's great because then I don't have to water my crops. That's 4 hours saved. And then I just have to pet all the animals and then I can go. But the days fly by. They fly by. So we're finally getting the option to slow down or speed up time. I'm gonna leave it how it's at just because now I've grown accustomed to it. I'm just like, okay, this is how fast the days are gonna go. Like, even on a good day where I don't pet my animals and it's raining, so I don't have to water my crops, so I can basically just wake up and go. It is so hard to get down like 5 levels of the mines and like get everything. Like, you could rush down and barely make it, but if you want to fight all the monsters to get all the EXP, if you want to explore all of the nooks and crannies, if you want to pick up all the stuff, you're not gonna make it down 5 levels of the mines. And you have to make it down 5 levels of the mines because the mines only save every 5 levels. So it's not so much of an issue right now where like I have unlocked all the floors, because once you unlock a floor, once you make it to the 5th level and then like the 10th, 15th, 20th, you know, it like saves it, and so then you can just take the elevator back to that floor, so you don't have to start from floor 1 every single time, but it only saves every 5th floor. So if you make it to level 24 and then you run out of time, you have to start from level 20 again to try to get to 25. You know, like, it's not gonna save the in-between floors. It only saves every 5th floor. So it's important to make it down to that 5th level. And like, you just do not have the time. You don't have the time. You either have to rush through so you can get to the save point and then come back later. But then sometimes you miss rare item spawns. So I don't like doing that. But then it takes me like 3-4 days to like get down there because I have to keep restarting and restarting and restarting. But again, not so much an issue right now since I have all of the mines floors unlocked. But once the new floors unlock, and I'm guessing will be harder, like will become an issue. So we'll see if I end up slowing it down. But for now, I don't think I'm gonna slow down the time. But it's nice that we will have that option if we're like, okay, no, I really like need the clock to tick slower. But yeah, so we are getting so many things in Fields of Mistria. I really can't wait until they put the marriage mechanic. Like, I just honestly want to see how that's going to go. Because every game's marriage mechanic is different. The, like, actual act of getting married is different. So I just want to see what the wedding setups are going to look like. Like, I want to hear the vows of everybody. I want it so bad. So I can't wait for that to be implemented in the game. But yeah, overall, this is a huge update, and I am so excited for it. I'm gonna have to just suck it up. I'm just probably not gonna sleep at night, if I'm being really honest, because I'm gonna have to be working overtime. I'm just not gonna sleep at night. I'm gonna play Fields of Mistria instead of sleep. I'm already making this choice for Future Shy. Which I'm not sure Future Shy is going to appreciate, but I know she's going to love this update. So at least for a couple weeks, let me just play my hearts out. Let me just play till my heart's content. And then, yeah. But yeah, the game is supposed to like come out fully this year. That is what they are saying. And so far they have been on schedule. But I think that it's very possible that they might fall into the, well, let me just add trap, because people have been absolutely loving this game and, you know, suggesting features and things they would like to see in the game and whatever. And so I feel like they might get stuck in the, okay, well, we gotta delay production because let's add this and let's launch with the most perfect game, even though they can always update it later on. Like, games are not like they used to be. You used to buy a game and whatever was on the disc, that was the game. But now, like, you can buy a game, and even if it has a physical disc, they can like patch it, they can update it, they can add new content. We have DLC, so like you can truly, you know, have a game that has new stuff for years to come. But yeah, I feel like they might fall into the trap of, well, let me just add, and then it like delay production and we don't get it this year. I'm gonna be playing regardless. Okay, so we have only sleeved about half of Ateez. And yeah, this is all the dragon shields. This is all the dragon shields I have left. So I need to order some more. But this video would literally be over 2 hours long if I sleeved literally all of my photo cards. Hopefully you got your fix of sleeving photo cards with this much. But yeah, so I'm going to sleeve the rest of these off camera after I order some more dragon shields to put my cards in. But yeah, if you stayed through this whole thing and listened to me rant about very random things, some K-pop related, mostly not, thank you so much. I hope that you guys enjoyed me bringing this back. I know I've kind of flooded you with content, but I'm trying to get caught up on everything so I can get to the flip through before February ends. So I'm really trying. But yeah, I will be posting more content soon. Definitely the storing photo cards, definitely putting together my office and things. But until the next time, I talk for almost 2 hours, or had the potential to talk for 2 hours. Bye.